Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Yikakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, who they usually call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at this situation with the heathen, pretty much uh, worshiping other people or gods or these false prophets out here, you see that in the greatest example of these holy days that they have. So Apostle Paul talked about it, and it went over a lot of people's head. So I want to bring it out real quick. When you go into 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Now we usually use this to show that the Corinthians was Gentile. Verse 1, it says, Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all that same spirit drunk. Did I say that right? And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drunk of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock of Mashiach. Okay, so he's saying pretty much all of the brethren, and that word go back to family and bloodline. You don't call your bloodline relatives brothers and sisters. You don't call your enemies or the other nations as brother. You don't address them as brother. Okay, now when you jump down 1 Corinthians 10, verse 20, word is worded in a specific way that gives you the clear understanding. It says, But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not God. Uh, let's see. Okay, the devil is not God. Okay, talking about the devil is not God. Salakia. Oh, let me get that 1 Corinthians 10 again and say, But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God, and I would not that he should have fellowship with devils. Now we know this is not talking about Gentiles, because how Paul is talking, he's saying, But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice. So he's not including himself into this. See, he's not saying he's a Gentile, and he's not saying we as Gentiles was sacrificing to devil. And when you go to Deuteronomy 32, let's see here, it tells you who it's talking about. Verse 17, it says, They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods, and abominations provoke they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils, not to God, to gods who they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, who your fathers feared not. Okay, and so these new gods he's talking about, this is what he's talking about, these new gods that those uh, Gentiles, which is here is talking about the children of Israel. So he was reminding them of the verse that it was sin sacrificing unto the devil because they following after the following after the Gentiles, they sacrificing unto false gods who they fathers did not know of. See, the Gentiles knew of these gods. What does it say? Let me see that one more time. Say, who your fathers feared not. So the Israelites' fathers didn't know anything about these gods. Now let's go back to 1 Corinthians 10 once again. Mind you, in verse 1 it said, how that all our fathers was under the cloud. He said, the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice the devil and not the God. And I would that ye should not have fellowship with devil. So you're pretty much calling the Gentiles devils, man. Now it was something similar to this in Baruch. Let's see here, Baruch chapter 3. Might be even 4. Yeah. Therefore, it said, you were sold to the nation, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered to the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. So when they went into the lands of the Gentiles, they were sacrificing unto devils. Because this is what the Gentiles did. And we go back to Corinthians and get 12 and 2. It says, ye know that ye were Gentiles. So he told them that the Gentiles was doing these things. But he's telling these people that they were acting like the Gentiles because they was carried away to these dumb idols, even as you was led. They was led away into their enemy's land, where the enemies was sacrificing unto idols and not gods. It was clearly talking about these holy days. And when you go back to 10, it tells you how they was doing this thing. It says, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils. So it's talking about these feast days that these people have. Look at verse 27. It says, if any of them that believe not bid you to a feast. So it's talking about a feast. And this is what these people here in America, they participate in all these feasts and holidays. But I'm gonna leave it there. I just want to bring that out real quick. How Paul's pretty much saying that these was Israelites, and he was talking to them as if they were not Gentile. Well, talking to them like they was Israelites and they wasn't Gentile. But people assume that he talking to Gentile. And how he said, but I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice. So he talking to them like they not Gentile. And they not. That's why he said you were Gentile. Because you was the one, you was doing what they was doing. Let me get John because people get that twisted. John 7:35, it said, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? He said that we should not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So Paul here is saying that he's calling them Gentiles. He's talking about dispersed Israelites, but he's calling them Gentiles. So this is what Apostle Paul was saying, that these people are participating in the feast of the so-called Gentile. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash. The honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace of these elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.